The relationship between the United States and China has often been likened to a complex chess game, where every move has the potential to reshape the world order. Escalating trade tensions, the technological race, and geopolitical competition have prompted the world to ask, is this the beginning of a major confrontation? Or is there still hope for these two powers to find a path to peace? Join me as we unravel this intricate picture to see whether the world's two greatest powers will choose confrontation or cooperation in shaping the global future. The battle of wits between the two superpowers, the United States and China, is truly an unprecedented chess game. First, we must acknowledge that the US, with its overwhelming economic, military, and technological strength, has long maintained its position as the world's leading superpower. But can the US continue to hold this position amidst China's rapid and formidable rise? China is not only experiencing rapid economic growth, but also pursuing an ambitious long-term strategy. The nation is pouring massive resources into areas such as technology, defense, and diplomacy to build a position on par with the US, or perhaps even surpass it. China doesn't just aim to compete in terms of power, but also in ideology and global leadership models. They seek to prove that their approach can serve as an alternative to the Western values championed by the US. This confrontation is not merely about economic or military power, but also a clash of visions and philosophies. On one side is the US, representing freedom, democracy, and a market-based economy. On the other is China, with a model of centralized power and its unique own path approach. Taiwan, a small island but at the heart of the confrontation between two superpowers. Why has Taiwan become such a dangerous flashpoint in US-China relations? The answer lies not only in its strategic location, but also in its symbolic and economic significance. Let's start with the facts. Taiwan is the world's leading producer of semiconductors, often referred to as the gold of the digital age. Whoever controls Taiwan gains a massive technological advantage. For China, Taiwan is an inseparable part of its territory, and reunification, whether by peaceful means or force, is a long-term objective. Meanwhile, the US views Taiwan as a critical ally in curbing China's growing influence in the Asia-Pacific region. Tensions escalated when the US ramped up military and diplomatic support for Taiwan. We've seen official visits by American politicians, multi-billion-dollar arms deals, and military exercises near the island. China, on the other hand, has not remained idle. It has conducted large-scale military drills around Taiwan, accompanied by a clear warning: we will not tolerate any interference. Will Taiwan become a second Ukraine? A hotspot that could trigger a full-scale military conflict? Or could it be the key to unlocking peace if both sides agree to compromise? So where will Taiwan go in this power game? Peace, conflict, or an entirely unforeseen solution? The South China Sea, a body of water not particularly large on the world map, yet one of the most dynamic and tense regions today. It is rich in resources and serves as one of the most vital shipping lanes globally, with goods worth trillions of dollars passing through each year. This has turned the South China Sea into a highly contested area. Let's start with China. They claim sovereignty over nearly the entire South China Sea through the so-called Nine-Dash Line, covering most of the region. This claim has not only angered neighboring countries like Vietnam, the Philippines, and Malaysia, but it has also raised serious concerns for the United States and the international community. If China controls the South China Sea, it would wield enormous economic and military power in this crucial region. As for the United States, it has not remained idle. Under the banner of protecting freedom of navigation, the US has frequently deployed warships and conducted aerial patrols in the area. However, behind this slogan lies a clear message to China. The US will not allow another superpower to unilaterally control this strategic waterway. The heavy military presence of both the US and China in the region has significantly increased the risk of clashes. Incidents such as naval standoffs, close aerial encounters, or large-scale military exercises carry the potential to turn the South China Sea into a global flashpoint. A small misstep could escalate into a major crisis. The trade and technology war between the United States and China is a confrontation shaping the future, where both superpowers strive to hold the keys to global technological dominance. Holding its leading position in high-tech industries, the United States has imposed a series of restrictions to curb China's ambitions. Notably, its control over semiconductor chip exports, considered the heart of all modern technological devices, has created significant challenges for China in developing advanced products. Additionally, the U.S. has implemented bans related to artificial intelligence, disrupting the progress of many major tech companies in China. But China is not easily subdued. It is investing billions of dollars to build a self-reliant technological foundation, from domestic chip production to advanced AI research. The Chinese government considers this a strategic mission, as overcoming reliance on foreign technology is the biggest obstacle to its ambition to lead. Who will control the future of human technology? If the United States wins, the current global order will be preserved. As tensions between the United States and China continue to escalate, will other nations choose sides, or will they seek to remain neutral in this power struggle? First, Europe. Europe holds a unique position as a long-standing ally of the United States, clearly sharing many benefits and ties with the West. However, its economic dependence on China, especially in trade and technology, forces Europe to tread carefully with each decision. Will it continue to stand firmly with the U.S., or will it maintain a neutral stance to safeguard its own interests? Next are the Asian nations. India, Japan, and Southeast Asian countries are all facing significant pressure. India, with its strategic location and ambitions to become a regional power, is actively collaborating with the U.S., yet strives to maintain a cautious distance from China to avoid direct confrontation. Meanwhile, Japan has openly aligned itself with the U.S., particularly on regional security issues, but approaches with care to avoid further escalating tensions. For Southeast Asia, the situation is even more complex. Countries like Vietnam and Indonesia do not want to be dragged into the rivalry between the two superpowers, but neither can they ignore the pressures from both the US and China. This is why ASEAN continues to strive for neutrality, although this path is not always easy to sustain. Can these nations maintain a balance between the superpowers, or will they ultimately be forced to choose a side? And how will these choices shape the future of the region and the world? Peace might sound like a simple goal, but in the tense relationship between the United States and China, is it truly achievable? Beyond the public displays of power struggles that we often see, there are also closed-door dialogues that few are aware of. Are these meetings an attempt by leaders to find a way out of the tension, or are they merely part of a strategy to buy time? In reality, both the US and China recognize that a direct conflict would be devastating, not just for their nations, but for the entire world. This is why diplomatic efforts have been made, ranging from high-level leadership meetings to small agreements aimed at reducing tensions. To genuinely achieve peace, both sides will need to take bold steps. For the US, this means acknowledging China's rise and finding ways to cooperate rather than focusing solely on containment. For China, it involves demonstrating that its growth is not a threat to the global order. This is not just about power, it's about trust. Trust between the two nations and trust from the international community. The future of US-China relations. Where is it headed? And the bigger question is, what will truly shape this relationship in the coming years? This is not just a story about two nations, it's a story about the entire world, as every move they make has the potential to reshape the global landscape. The US-China relationship also impacts the prices of the goods you buy, the technology you use, and even the stability of where you live. This is the greatest power game in the world. So what do you think? Is collaboration a feasible path forward, or are we heading toward a more unstable world in the near future? The relationship between the United States and China is not just a political story, but a game that could reshape the destiny of the entire world. Will they continue to escalate tensions, seek peace, or even face full-scale confrontation? While we cannot predict the future, the decisions made today will shape the answers of tomorrow. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you found this content valuable, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel to join us on this journey of discovery. See you soon, where every video is a new adventure to better understand the world we live in.